Welcome to Furniture Industry News for Monday, July 7th, 2025. I'm here to bring you the latest updates that matter most to furniture professionals across the country. Today, we're covering some major shifts happening in our industry, from changing consumer behaviors to ongoing trade challenges that are affecting everyone from manufacturers to retailers. Let's start with something that's reshaping how we think about our customers. Generation Z is completely changing the retail game, and furniture companies need to pay attention. This generation, born between 1997 and 2012, isn't shopping the way their parents did. They're bringing new expectations that are forcing retailers to rethink everything from store layouts to online experiences. What makes Gen Z different? First, they're true omnichannel shoppers. While 44% of Gen Z consumers will buy furniture online, a whopping 78% still prefer to visit physical stores first. This isn't about choosing online or offline anymore. It's about creating seamless experiences across all touchpoints. They might discover your furniture on Instagram, research it on your website, check reviews on multiple platforms, and then visit your showroom before making a purchase. Some might even buy online and pick up in store. The furniture industry is already seeing this shift. Companies are investing heavily in technology that connects their inventory, offers, and content across all platforms. Mobile optimization isn't just nice to have anymore, it's essential. Over 75% of Gen Z shoppers expect a mobile-optimized experience, and they'll quickly move on if your website doesn't work well on their phones. But here's what really matters for furniture retailers. Gen Z values sustainability above almost everything else. About 68% of Gen Z consumers favor eco-friendly furniture made from natural materials. They're also drawn to modular and multifunctional pieces because of their adaptability to smaller living spaces. This generation is dealing with rising housing costs and often lives in apartments or smaller homes, so furniture that serves multiple purposes is incredibly appealing. Speaking of consumer behavior, we're seeing some interesting patterns in overall retail spending that affect furniture sales. Small business sales dropped in June, and consumer spending is slowing down. This matches what many furniture retailers are experiencing firsthand. Customers are being more selective about big purchases, which means furniture companies need to work harder to demonstrate value and build trust. The recent Prime Day numbers give us some insight into consumer confidence. Adobe predicted almost $24 billion in sales over the 4-day Prime Day event. While that's impressive, it also shows how concentrated major shopping events have become. For furniture retailers, this means thinking strategically about when and how to run promotions. Customers are becoming more trained to wait for sales events, which can impact regular pricing strategies. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room that's affecting everyone in our industry: tariffs and shipping costs. The situation remains volatile, and it's creating real challenges for furniture companies at every level. We're seeing tariff rates that range from 20% for European Union imports to as high as 46% on furniture from Vietnam. Canada and Mexico are facing 25% tariffs on furniture and materials, which is significant since many U.S. furniture companies rely on these countries for wood, metal, textiles, and even fully assembled pieces. Here's what furniture professionals need to understand about these tariffs. Industry experts say manufacturers can generally absorb tariffs of 10% to 20% throughout the supply chain, but anything above that level makes it very difficult to avoid passing costs along to consumers. The uncertainty is making forecasting and pricing extremely challenging. Some companies are still purchasing from China, others are working with U.S. companies that source individual pieces from Vietnam and assemble them here. This creates different cost structures for different companies. The impact on container shipping rates is making things even more complicated. Trans-Pacific container rates to the West Coast doubled in early June, reaching over $5,400 per container, with some daily rates exceeding $6,000. East Coast rates climbed 60% as shippers rushed to bring in goods ahead of tariff deadlines. This rush is happening because companies are trying to avoid higher tariffs that could kick in later this year. What does this mean for furniture retailers? Price increases are becoming inevitable for many products. Industry leaders are being upfront about this reality. The added costs don't just affect manufacturers and importers, they get passed down to consumers. This creates a challenging environment where furniture companies have to balance maintaining margins with keeping prices competitive. The timing couldn't be more difficult. Just as Gen Z consumers are entering the furniture market with their focus on value and sustainability, tariffs are driving up costs. Companies are having to get creative with their sourcing strategies. Some are diversifying their supply chains, others are investing more heavily in domestic manufacturing, and many are redesigning products to use materials that aren't subject to tariffs. For furniture professionals, this means several things. First, supply chain flexibility is more important than ever. Companies that can quickly adjust their sourcing strategies will have advantages. Second, clear communication with customers about pricing is essential. When costs go up due to factors beyond your control, customers need to understand why. Third, this might be an opportunity to highlight domestic manufacturing or sustainable sourcing practices, which can justify higher prices to conscious consumers. The volatility in container rates and tariffs isn't going away anytime soon. Companies need to build flexibility into their pricing models and be prepared for ongoing changes. Some are considering longer-term contracts with suppliers to lock in rates where possible. Others are exploring new sourcing regions that might offer better stability. Looking ahead, successful furniture companies will be those that can adapt quickly to both changing consumer preferences and shifting trade policies. Gen Z's focus on sustainability and value, combined with their omnichannel shopping habits, creates opportunities for companies that can deliver authentic, well-priced products through multiple touchpoints. At the same time, navigating tariffs and shipping costs requires strategic thinking and careful planning. The furniture industry has always been resilient, adapting to changes in consumer preferences, economic conditions, and trade policies. The current challenges are significant, but they're also creating opportunities for companies that can innovate and adapt quickly. That's all for today's furniture industry news. If you found this information helpful, please subscribe to stay updated on the latest developments affecting our industry. Until next time, keep adapting and keep growing.